When I got home from work, my wife informed me that she'd seen a man she didn't know stepping out of our shower, fully clothed. I am tired after work and wanted to tell my wife just how fatigued I felt. Clearly this was not a good time. Even in my exhausted condition, I knew to be grateful that my wife had not seen a naked man emerge. But a naked man exiting a shower does come with certain advantages. For instance, he would surely reach for a towel. A man who takes a shower with his clothes on is something of a waterlogged rebel and could not be counted on to behave in thoughtful and considerate ways. On his way out of the house, he would have strolled through our living room. A truly alarming thought. Our living room contained a rare and very delicate Persian carpet. What if the showering intruder had walked over it, sat on it, laid down on it even, all of which seemed plausible from a drenched deviant. I wanted to check the carpet immediately, run upstairs to my office and Google Persian carpets, water damage. I held myself back. It was a typical moment in my marriage. This squashing of my true desire, my real wish, knowing that to share it openly with my wife would reveal something dreadful about my character. My wife, with a look of consternation passing over her freckled face, waited patiently for my response. I remembered then how madly I'd loved her, how I'd wanted to devour her, how I'd adored every last freckle on her body and wished they would multiply. But time had passed, and the ugly truth, which I had a feeling she could sense, was that I was thinking less about the dangers posed by an intruder and more about the impact his dripping self may have had on our carpet. Without anything being said, it was obvious to both of us that our marriage was over. After our separation, I left the law firm with its frenzied pace and constant crisis management. Feeling rested at last, I took up interior design, working with a small, select group of clients who appreciated my rarefied aesthetic. My new life had an air of leisure and fulfillment about it, until I developed a peculiar habit that I could not explain or resist. Once a month, on Sundays, I rented a Ford with tinted windows and drove by my wife's house, the one we'd lived and loved in together. I was struck by how little nostalgia, how little feeling I had as I cruised by. Last Sunday changed all that. Through the car's darkened windows, I saw my wife on the front lawn. It was as if I was seeing her for the first time. She was ravishing. By her side sat an enormous bucket, and across from her, a handsome man lounged in a silver gray three-piece suit. My wife lifted up the bucket, stood, and with a perfect mix of ferocity and pleasure, proceeded to empty the water-filled bucket over his head. He took her in his arms. She shrieked with joy. I've not been the same since.
Yeah!